Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Rockets beat the Raptors 114-110. We're going to get into this win, first win in Toronto in 5 years. We'll get into Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Fred VanVleet's return to Toronto, which was not very pretty, and much more, including Jay Sean Tate. Let's get into it. Rockets win 114-110 against Toronto, and for the first time in 5 years, the Rockets win a game in Toronto. The Rockets did beat Toronto last year in Houston, but in 5 years, the Rockets have not won in the city of Toronto. Yeah, that definitely sucks. The Rockets haven't done that, but it is over. The streak is over. The Rockets, this 5 times this year they've done this. It's incredible about this 19-9 team that 5 different times they have been able to do things Rockets teams for years have not been able to do. Let's start off with the Indiana Pacers. The Rockets beat the Indiana Pacers for the first time since the 2019-20 season, about a month ago in Houston. Then the Rockets beat the Minnesota Timberwolves for the first time since the 2020-21 season a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was about 3 weeks ago. Then around the same time, loaded the game after that, the Rockets beat the Philadelphia 76ers in Philadelphia for the first time since the 2016-17 season. The 2017-18 season. That was something good Rockets teams that actually made the playoffs could not do. 2018-19 Rockets that were the 4 seed in the Western Conference made to the semifinals of the playoffs, and then the 2019-20 Rockets with Harden and Russ that were able to make it to the semifinals and were also 4 seed in the West were not able to win in the city. Actually, I don't think that team played in Philadelphia because of the pandemic, but so Rockets had their first time winning in Philadelphia. Then, most recently, about a week ago, the Rockets beat the Golden State Warriors for the first time since the 2019-20 season. And here we have the Rockets beating the Raptors in Toronto for the first time in 5 years. It was December 2019. The Rockets went into Toronto and got a win with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. I think Ben McLemore had a great game in Toronto. The Rockets won, and now that streak is over. The Rockets are led to a win. Let's get into this game. 114-110 is the final score. Let's start off with Dillon Brooks. He's a big game changer for this team. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals for Dillon, 6 for 12, 2 for 7 for 3. The Rockets are undefeated when Dillon Brooks scores 18 or higher for this team. He is key. And when he has a game like this, the Rockets do not lose statistically, since when he scores 18 or more, the Rockets always win. Let's get to Jalen Green. How about this for Jalen Green? Doing something for the first time in the since the first 5 games of the season. Jalen Green for the first time since the first 5 games of the year, back-to-back games with 20 or more points. We have not seen it since the first 5 games. First 5 games of the season, Jalen Green looked incredible, had 20 or more, I think multiple games with 30 in the first 5 games of the season. Looked amazing. We have not seen that since. We've seen games where he looks great since the first 5 games, but we haven't seen multiple games from Jalen where he looks good. The other night it was 34 points for Jalen and I think only 31 minutes against the Pelicans, and then tonight it's 22 points, 9 for 20, with 7 rebounds and 2 assists for Jalen Green. So I complain I complain all the time about Jalen Green's efficiency issues, and for the first time since the first 5 games of the season, about the first week and a half of the season, Jalen Green is showing efficiency with 2 straight good games. Can he shoot for 3 straight good games? The Rockets play in Charlotte tomorrow. We saw Jalen have a great game against Charlotte, the first game of the regular season in Houston. Can he do that again in Charlotte tomorrow? We'll see. I really hope so, where Jalen Green could potentially have 3 straight great games. But tonight was another good one. From 3, it was a little icy, 2 for 8, which isn't great. But from the floor, he was 9 for 20. Wish he shot less 3s and just shot 2s, because from 2 in this game, when Jalen was shooting mid-range shots, layups, just non-3s, Jalen was 7 for 12 from the floor. But he did have 7 rebounds as well and 2 assists. All right, let's get to Fred VanVleet. This wasn't a bright spot, but it was Fred VanVleet's. It was Fred VanVleet's return to Toronto. He's up there in points for Raptors all time, and that's something he really didn't do a lot tonight. It was only 2 points for Fred VanVleet in his Raptors return, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He was a big part of their championship in the 2019-20 season. Now, Fred has never played against the Raptors until tonight. The Rockets, when they went to Toronto last year, Fred did sit out with an injury, and so it's good to see Fred go up against his former team, but not so good. 1 for 10, 0 for 5 from 3. It's not the night you want to see from Fred. Alperen Sengun, the second-half player. He is a second-half player. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He had like 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists at halftime. How many times have we seen where he plays, I'm not going to say terrible, but where he plays just all right, not very good in the first half, and then he just looks like a star player in the second half. I mean, he had 13 points with 6 rebounds and 3 assists in the second half. He was spectacular. He also had 3 steals and 2 blocks in this game. Shot 7 for 14. Let's go to Jabari Smith Jr., the other starter, had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 for 9, 1 for 3 from 3. Then go into the bench. Cam Whitmore, love to see this. Cam Whitmore got some minutes in a blowout win against the Pelicans the other night and went 2 for 2 with 4 points in the final couple minutes. And I guess that led to Ime Udoka deciding to give Cam Whitmore minutes. That also came with Jae'Sean Tate. I think Jae'Sean Tate and Cam Whitmore got to get some minutes because there was no Tari Eason and Steven Adams in the game tonight. And both of these guys definitely took advantage of that. Cam Whitmore shot 5 for 10, 1 for 2 from 3, which was something we saw him really struggling with before he went to the G League and was really struggling with his 3-point shot. Great to see him knock down a 3. I think he was 1 for 29 from 3 before the Rockets sent him down to the G League to start off the season. It was bad, but great to see him hit a 3 and go 1 for 2 from 3 at 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Love seeing Cam Whitmore play this type of basketball. It definitely makes this team better. Let's get to Jae'Sean Tate, 15 minutes. His defense is a big reason why the Rockets won this game. I don't think the Rockets win this game without his defense. They quite literally probably won this game because of his defense. He had 7 points on the scoring side of things and shot 3 for 6. 1 for 2 at the free throw line, but Jae'Sean Tate did have a play at the end of this game when it was 113-110. The Raptors did have a chance to tie the game, and Jae'Sean Tate did have a deflection that went out of bounds off the Raptors, and the Rockets were able to get the basketball back. The Rockets made some free throws. Jalen Green made a free throw, and that really helped the Rockets get a win. So Jae'Sean Tate was playing great defense, was getting a bunch of deflections, leading to Raptors turnovers. He did have 2 steals in this game on his own, but he does make plays that lead to steals for other players. The team had 12 steals tonight. I mean, Sengun had 3, Fred had 2, Dillon Brooks had 3, Jae'Sean Tate himself had 2. So I think defensively, this team already, when he doesn't play, he's barely. This is really one of the first games where he plays meaningful minutes. And I think even without Jae'Sean Tate, this team is good defensively. But with him, this team is really good defensively. And I think it definitely makes Ime Udoka have some hard decisions because with the way that Jae'Sean Tate and Cam Whitmore played tonight, you want to potentially explore keeping these 2 guys in the rotation. But then you have Amen Thompson who played great tonight as well. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 7 from the floor. Obviously, he's not going to get he's not going to get kicked out of the rotation. Once Tari comes back, obviously he's not getting kicked out of the rotation. Steven Adams is back. He's going to play. So those are 5 guys that should be getting minutes right there. So then could you potentially cut Reed Shepherd and Aaron Holiday out of the rotation and bring 5 players off the bench with Jae'Sean Tate, Cam Whitmore, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, and Steven Adams? I don't know. I'd love to see Jae'Sean Tate and Cam Whitmore play more because I'd love to see the Rockets potentially build up Jae'Sean Tate's trade value, potentially in trading him. Because I think Jae'Sean Tate could really help a good team with his defense and his rebounding and his effort. He's an amazing player. I just don't know how much he would play on the Rockets just because of how tight the rotation is. But if you can play him more just to potentially show to the other teams of the league, hey, this guy's a valuable team to us, and he can be a valuable team. He's a valuable player on on our team for us, and he can be valuable for you guys too. And he's available. So, but he looked great tonight, and I think he definitely it brings value to this team, and that also could build up some trade value for Jayshawn Tate. Now, the other players that played off the bench tonight, Reed Shepard, 6 minutes, 3 points, 2 rebounds, only took 1 shot, which was a 3, and he drilled it. Jock Landale played 3 minutes but did nothing. Nothing on the stat board for Jock Landale. All right, Raptors leading scorer was Jacoby Walter. He had 27 points, 9 for 19, 6 for 11 from 3. He did kill the Rockets tonight. And how about this? I love seeing this. Jamal Shed, love seeing him have success. Hated against the Rockets, but love seeing it. 11 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 for 7, 1 for 3. Former Houston Cougar having some success. I love Jamal. Absolutely loved watching Jamal Shed as a Houston Cougars fan. So I love seeing him have success. Wish it was against another team, but I think this guy's just a great player. And so great seeing him have a game like this tonight. And he played 33 minutes. And then I think over the bad years, like some of the bad years, one of my favorite Rockets players through the bad years to watch, it's so fun to watch as a Rockets fan, was Kelly Olynyk. He played 25 minutes tonight, 3 for 8 and 8 points. That's really it. Scotty Barnes actually really struggled tonight. He did get into double digits of rebounds, 10 rebounds, did have 4 assists, but shot 2 for 15 with 6 points. Now, I think the Rockets should have blown this Raptors team out by way more, for sure, especially with the way Scotty Barnes played tonight. But I think not having Tari Eason and Steve Adams definitely definitely affects this team. But at the same time, I'm glad the Rockets were able to walk away with a win, because this is a team that was down by 11 going into the second quarter. So the Rockets were able to bounce back and get a W without Tari and without Steven, and get their first win in Toronto since the 2019-20 season. First win since James Harden. Let me know your thoughts on the 114-110 win in the comment section, and peace out. Go Rockets.